Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Dowd.
And I'm Sarah Hagan.
And tonight we're at Authors Night, the annual fundraiser to benefit the East Hampton Library. And joining us is actor Alec Baldwin. Thanks so much for being with us.
My pleasure, thanks for asking me.
So tell us about this event. I know it's very special to you.
Well, the library, they have an event where the authors come and then behind us is this huge tent where they sign books at individual stations. They personalize books. People buy a ticket, they come in, they buy the books are donated, I believe, most of them by the imprint, or somebody's paying for the books and the books are donated, so the purchased book, the funds go to support the library. And my wife and I are very, very supportive of the library.
You're obviously here signing a book this evening. Tell us about your book.
Kurt Anderson, who's a friend and somebody I have admired as a writer, as an editor, you know, the old Spy magazine, New York magazine years ago. And when I was joking with Len Riggio, who lives there, who owns Barnes & Noble, his family, he said, I'd done my memoir. I did a book before this that was a memoir. And he said, what are you doing next? And I was joking. I said, I'm going to do a parody Trump memoir. And everyone in the room burst into applause, his staff. I turned to my agent and I said, we better get on this. And we wrote a book called You Can't Spell America Without Me, the really tremendous inside story of my fantastic first year as President Donald J. Trump.
That is quite a title.
Yeah, it's quite a title. But Kurt is he is such a great writer, and he wrote 98% of this. I pitched him with a couple notes here and there. The book did really well. We sold a few copies.
So the question now is, do you have to go around reading it in the disguise?
Sometimes we would. No, I would never dress up. We would do it, and people every now and then, on the book tour, we would just, all you have to do is make that face, you know. All you have to do is kind of get into that whole, but all I have to do is like sit there and go like this, and people, they just laugh. And the book did well, and
congratulations.
I'm really grateful I got to work with Kurt.
So, Authors Night aside, you spend a lot of time out east. What's your ideal Hamptons weekend? How do you guys relax?
Well, I had an ideal Hamptons weekend before I got married. And had 4 kids in under 5 years. We had 4 kids in 4.5 years.
It's very different.
So
my ideal
Hamptons
weekend was laying in bed with my wife and getting up whenever we felt like getting up. Maybe wake up and go back to sleep. I used to love that. Wake up and go back to sleep. You know, our summers out here are very sacred. We come out, we try to get a piece of June, because June is my favorite month. And then we're here all of July and August. We come out with the kids the whole summer. And, you know, my wife, who's the greatest mother, I mean, I'm very lucky. My wife is the best mommy. And we're here with the kids. It's paradise. The kids love it. And, you know, before we had kids, it was my wife and I relaxing and enjoying ourselves. And now we're mommy and daddy, but I wouldn't change anything. It's great.
I was going to say, your favorite children's book that you love reading to your kids?
That's tough, because now with my wife, we have to read them to them in Spanish and in English.
Oh, it's tricky.
So, but I'm an Eric Carle fan. You know, Hungry Caterpillar. I love that artwork. So, but there's so many books.
So, do you get into character while you're doing it?
No, my kids do it now. My kids will read. They'll do the dinosaur sounds, and I've got a daughter who's 5 who's ready to host her own talk show. By the way, she's very, very.
Let's get her on here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she should be doing this interview with you. And we have 3 boys in a row, and they're varying degrees of. What's the word? Energetic, shall we say? Energy. So,
for people that maybe don't know much about the library, why is it important for them to donate to this particular cause?
But you can see with any library, they need unrestricted money. It doesn't have to be books. It can be art supplies. It can be DVDs. It can be CDs and music. Dennis Fabizak and Sheila Rogers, and before that, the late Tom Toomey really ran the whole thing for the Children's Wing edition. These are very, very dedicated people, and in this town, we're very lucky to have them. This town thrives on people coming out here, and it's exciting and fun for 3 months, and then it gets quiet, and it gets quieter, then it's dead. You know, and they're out here year-round, taking care of business, and I think that people like Dennis Fabizak, who runs the library, and Sheila Rogers, who we deal with, you know, we're lucky to have them.
And I was going to say, they're lucky to have you, and we're lucky that we were able to spend some time with you.
I come here to eat. They're not lucky to have me.
And sign a few books.
I mean, where's my guacamole? Anyway, thank you.
Alec, thank you so
very
much
much.
for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's what's happening in the Hamptons.